Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another Q&A office hour and strategy call. I'm Janie Petrucci, registered dietitian, nutritionist, culinary coach, and expert nutrition content creator. And I am here today to support you however I can. We are going to be kicking off this call today with a conversation about a launch runway and what it could look like for you as you think about and prepare for launching a digital course or really any kind of offer. It is applicable to both. So I'm just going to check our technology at the moment. We are streaming into Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube because we do have some of our members who are not on Facebook. So I want to make sure that we catch you where you are. So let's just check our technology here. We're good. All right. Sound is good. Looks like we're ready to go. Hi, Dr. Becky. Good to see you here. Suzanne, great. So let's just jump right in. We are going to be talking about our launch runway today. So a launch runway is really nothing more than a plan that you follow to ensure success of your launch. And there are a lot of things to consider. So this is I'm going to be covering a PDF document that you will all have access to. So if you are joining me on LinkedIn or YouTube, please make sure that you join our Facebook group, Scale Your Nutrition Practice. And that is where you're going to sign up for our email list and also pick up this PDF. After the broadcast, I will go back into the recording on LinkedIn and YouTube and drop a link there for you to get access to this PDF. So we're going to cover that in detail today. Here it is, your ultimate launch runway plan. It is hot off the press. I was truly just finished editing and typing like maybe 20 minutes ago. Perfect example of me having an idea and saying, I'm going to deliver this to you without having created it yet. And that's actually a good lesson for those of you who are thinking about creating a digital course. Put the idea out there, and if it resonates with your audience, then you can create it. So I had mentioned this launch runway plan. I knew it would resonate with my audience, which are primarily, it primarily consists of health and wellness professionals who focus on nutrition practice. I knew that they wanted something like this, so it wasn't a difficult decision for me. But if you have not created an offer or a course yet, a lot of times you can just kind of float the idea out there to your existing audience to see if the concept resonates with them. So let's go ahead and jump into the launch runway here. You can see that, and I just want to be able to advance that. So today we're going to be covering a pre-launch plan, a scheduled promotion. So once you have a pre-launch plan in place, what does the promotion of that offer look like? And then actually making the offer, delivering the course, and then reviewing and repeating the process all over again. All right, so the PDF has a little bit of an introduction here. Let me just go back. I want to make sure that I move along on our banners so that we stay on track. Okay, so is it not advancing for you? Let's see here. Nope, that is not what I wanted. Here we are. Okay, perfect. So just a little bit of my background. Most of you already know I'm a registered dietitian. I had a private practice, which is where I'm sitting right now in my teaching kitchen. And my mission 7 years ago was to incorporate nutrition instruction and culinary instruction into the nutrition care process. So essentially operationalizing the food as medicine concept. So for those of you who, in your continuum of care, if at any point in time you are talking to your clients or your patients about food as it relates to their health, hopefully you are, then our community and being in contact with me, we will provide a lot of resources to you in that area. So we help you operationalize food as medicine. And one of the ways that you can do that is by offering digital courses and also offers. It doesn't always have to be this big 4-8 module course. It could be something as simple as a webinar. So as I take you through this launch runway kind of blueprint, think about an offer or a course that you either currently offer or may want to offer in the future. So, kind of what do I bring to the table? pun completely intended. So I opened up my private practice, really struggled with serving patients, but then also creating all the content that I needed. So I decided to pivot 100% to content creation. And when I did that, I leveraged my business background. So something that a lot of you might not know is that my first degree is in business communications and marketing. So I had that in my tool belt. I was also a culinary instructor for 28 years, had that in my tool belt, and then just added registered dietitian as the cherry on top. So I've taken all of my experience to explore things like what we're going to be exploring today and actually implementing them and sharing with my community. So that's what we're doing today. All right, let's just scroll down here. All right, so we're going to start with the pre-launch plan. And if any of you have comments or questions, please drop it in. Somebody is saying perfect timing. So who said that? Angela, tell me what your offer is. What are you thinking about offering? Let me know here. If any of you are thinking about a digital course or an offer, drop it here and we could actually have a really nice conversation about it. Oh, nice to see you, Raksha. I'm looking at my phone here. Just to make sure that I can see who's making comments. Sorry if I'm glancing down. Okay, so this is the pre-launch plan. It starts with, and I know I sound like a broken record, but you're going to hear this from every marketing person that you come in contact with. Before you can even think about your offer or your digital course, you need to think about who your ideal customer avatar is. Now, for those of you who are already in our community, we take you through an evidence-based process to not only identify your ideal customer avatar, but to uncover all of the barriers that persona has in meeting the transformation that you're going to be promising them. So while this is one little paragraph in your PDF, we have an entire module dedicated to this inside of Nutrition Content Creation Academy. So if you are a member of our community, the Living Plate RX community, please go into your library, find the Nutrition Content Creation Academy, and dive in. It really is the first place to start, whether you're a new member of this community or you've been around for 4 years. Like, that is the first place to start. So you can't create a strategy around someone you don't know, right? So everything that we're going to be talking about from here on out is about targeting this ideal customer avatar. Who are they? What are their pain points? What are their concerns? What are their objections? You can't possibly sell a product to someone who you don't know. It'll be a struggle bus, I tell you right now. So you need to have a really clear understanding of who you're targeting. And sometimes that might mean rethinking your niche, right? So if you're a registered dietitian or a health coach or a physician, if you're a physician and you're a general practitioner, you might want to think about different offers for different specialty areas that you have. But a lot of physicians already are in specialty services, so their niche is already kind of predetermined, right? But if you're a dietitian or health coach, think about what is your focus and what lights you up inside, or what makes you angry. Like, what is the problem that you want to solve for somebody? You have to have that passion, or this process is going to be a drag. So really find something that lights you up and or makes you angry that you want to address really deeply. And that will help you kind of uncover your ideal customer avatar and create all the content that you need around that. So Allison is saying transitioning to plant-powered diet and looking forward to plant-based chefs. That's wonderful, Allison. So Allison is thinking about creating a course around transitioning to a plant-focused diet. Now for Allison, a big burden has been lifted from her shoulders because we created all that content for her. All she has to do is, number one, identify her ideal customer avatar and really craft the conversation around that evidence-based content to fit their needs, their barriers, their concerns, their objections. Okay, so that's target. Number two, you need to build. You need to grow your email list with potential buyers. This is not a one-time thing. This is constant. You have to consistently build your email list. It is just really part of the foundation for building a successful business, successful practice. You do not own your Instagram followers. You do not own the people who like your Facebook posts, but you do own your email list. And when you have somebody on your email list, they have given you permission to communicate with them. So that is a wonderful springboard for making an offer to your digital course. So growing your email list. Oh, see, typo already, guys. All right, I'll get in there and fix that. Don't worry. Grow your email list with potential buyers. So one of the most effective ways to generate interest is to and to get that email is to offer something of very high value. Gone are the days when you could on your website. Now, some of you have this on your website. Don't worry. Like it might still generate leads where the pop-up says, join our newsletter. Give me your email. Nah, it's kind of lukewarm. Doesn't really spark emotion. It's not a super high value thing. You have to get really, really specific about a piece of content that answers a need of your ideal customer avatar, something super, super high value. So it actually could be something like a mini course, a mini module. I'm actually creating one right now. It's called the Content Cure, and it is a mini course around creating content for your practice. So think about a small piece of kind of the bigger picture, like the bigger offer that you might want to release into the world. And then you can offer that as kind of a free opt-in or like a sneak peek. Other things that you can include, I think I've listed it here, a high value free resource, create a short but eye-catching landing page for your opt-in. That's really important. So get really specific with the content about how this piece of content for their email, how this piece of content is going to change their world. So it's an exchange of value, right? They're not giving you money, but they're giving you their email address. So super, super important. Leverage novel tools like ManyChat. I'm reading here, sorry. Leverage novel tools like ManyChat as a way to deliver your content through various social media channels. I cannot even tell you what a game changer ManyChat has been for my business, not only in terms of growing my email list and generating leads for sales, but actually making sales. Offering high value content through social media before bots was kind of clunky and difficult. You'd have to say, go to the link in my bio. So then the person would have to go to your link in bio, and then they would have to click to get to the landing page. On social media with bots like ManyChat, you can now deliver the content with a comment. So if you've noticed on my Instagram feed lately, and it's not every post because that kind of gets old, but certainly 2 or 3 times a week, I will offer something really high value to my audience, something that really addresses what their needs, concerns, barriers, objections are with working with me. And it's been tremendous. It's really been tremendous. All they have to do is type a comment in the feed, right? So they type a comment and a piece of content is automatically delivered to them in exchange for their email. So on ManyChat, in Instagram, in Facebook, in a story, I am now able to collect an email, right? Get them on my email list and deliver that high value piece of content right on their phone. So they don't have to go to their email. They don't have to go to link in bio. It is just seamless. The workflow has been improved significantly. So for those of you who do not know what ManyChat is and you would like to explore it, join our Facebook group, Scale Your Nutrition Practice. There was a live event that we did with my ManyChat expert, Stephanie Rollins, and we kind of walked you through what it takes to create a ManyChat automation. It is not hard. It took me a couple of hours to learn, although to be fair, I am tech savvy and I love technology. Took me 2 hours to figure out how to build my own. But if you hire somebody to build out a sequence on ManyChat to deliver content, it can be super robust and really exciting. So building your email list does not always have to be just a pop-up on your website, right? It can be an opt-in. It could be a landing page, not a landing page, a ManyChat automation. And you want to have this literally everywhere. You want to take this landing page and put it out everywhere that your ideal customer avatar is. And this is in advance of launching your product or your offer or your digital course, but it's also something that you should be doing consistently anyway. And then I already said that. So offer your opt-in everywhere. Just make sure that you are getting your ideal customer avatar, where they are. Very often I will do collaborative events, which we're actually going to be talking about as part of a pre-launch. I do collaborative events just to reach my ideal customer avatar in other people's groups. And as part of those collaborative events, I always offer something high value and I get an email, right? So always building your email list, super important. All right, this is number 3, create. So you need to create an irresistible offer. I do not care how beautiful your website is. I do not care how passionate you are about what you do. If you do not have an irresistible offer, it will be very difficult to sell to your audience. It is becoming more difficult to create these irresistible offers because people can now create content at lightning speed, right? With Chat GPT is changing the game here. So you need to be aware of that. You need to learn how to use Chat GPT. We're going to be doing some special trainings inside of our Facebook group for that. But it's so easy for people to generate content and now to build digital courses on their own that there's going to be a lot of competition in the field. So your offer has to be better than everything else. And one of the best ways that you can do that is by adding value. Value, value, value. It's all about adding value, adding more content, adding more dynamic content like cooking videos and meal plans. These will all come together to help create an irresistible offer. An irresistible offer is not always related to price. Almost always, it's never related to price. Actually, it's related to value. So the more value you add, the more you can charge. I will say the biggest value that you can add to your offer is to insert yourself. Nobody can create you on Chat GPT. Nobody can duplicate you. You are you, and you have very high value to your ideal customer avatar. So think about creating an irresistible offer that includes you. I know it's really tempting to build a course, like an evergreen course, and just kind of put it on, set it and forget it. But that doesn't exist. And it's getting even more difficult to just kind of plug in evergreen offers unless they're like super, super low price. So unless you want to race to the bottom, with your price tag, you're going to want to add value and insert yourself. So that could look something like a hybrid course or a webinar where you are live or doing Q&A sessions like this. These are very high value areas and products that you can add to make your offer irresistible. So I've just given you some quick tips here. Your offer obviously has to be relevant to your ideal customer avatar. If you do not have a well-defined ICA, you're going to miss the mark always, every time. So make sure you go into Nutrition Content Creation Academy, go through the module where we take you through the practice of discovering your ideal customer avatar and what their pain points are and some objections that they might have. And then you're going to be a huge step ahead. Number 2 here, it has to be something that they truly want or need. Again, you need to identify what their needs are and what the barriers that they're encountering in getting the health outcome that they're looking for. Number 3, it has to be better than anything else they can get from your competitors or anywhere else, right? So, with Chat GPT, it's really serving as like a search engine for people. So for those who are becoming more familiar with it, it's really easy to search for anything. Build me Chat GPT, act like you're a nutrition expert, build me a meal plan that is low glycemic. Boom. Chat GPT generates a meal plan for that person, right? So you need to make sure that you're adding that extra layer of value, which of course is you, and then also kind of dynamic tools, all of which we give you inside of Living Plate RX Prime membership. All right, so we have some questions here. So let me just scroll down and take a peek. I'm looking at my screen, so not always paying attention here. Okay, so we're still in the pre-launch and promotion phase. Somebody's going to be doing Fuel Your Fertility. Yes, we're going to be talking about that later in this call. Somebody is in the midst of creating the holistic Alzheimer's program. All right, super high value, super motivated audience there. And obviously, whoever said that, I can't see what your name is, but whoever is creating this holistic Alzheimer's program, you're probably not going to be speaking to the person who's been touched by that condition. You're going to be speaking to the gatekeepers, the caretakers, right? So your messaging has to be to that person. So that's a very interesting topic to explore. And I love that. Reach out if you'd like some guidance on that. Innie is saying, thank you for putting this launch plan together. It's perfect timing. Great. Innie, what are you going to be launching? Tell me, are you going to be launching the Fuel Your Fertility? I think you have interest in that. Somebody is going to be building a chronic kidney disease offer for the power of plant foods, right? So the power of plant foods to address chronic kidney disease. Again, super high motivated audience there. I love that one. Kathy is building plant-based whole food jumpstart program. I love that. That's such a good one, Kathy. You know, when people often think about exploring a plant-based program, like Jumpstart or just getting started, it's always like the hardest part, right? So providing them some education and motivation to get them started is wonderful. Good luck with that. We have Crushing Cravings, a 1-hour webinar. Love that. You guys are such great ideas coming in here. Someone is going to offer a high-value online mini course that is a step-down lead into their Nourish to Flourish signature program. Absolutely what we're talking about here. So that could be an opt-in. That could be even a low-cost item. So let me just see. Who said that? I can scroll down here and see. Sorry. Oh, that's Angela. Angela, I love that. So very high-value mini course that will lead into our higher ticket item. Now, a mini course you could charge for. We could do a whole Q&A session on mini courses, and maybe we'll do that. But you could actually charge for that like $9, $17, $19, very, very low cost for a super high value item just to get additional buy-in. And then once they're in, of course, they're going to love it. They're going to love the process of working with you, and then they're going to opt into the higher ticket item. Excellent, excellent ideas here. I love it. IO is launching a gut health low FODMAP program. Excellent. So these are really good niches, right? So not just a gut health program. This is a gut health program for people who need to follow a low FODMAP diet. So that's really terrific. I love that. All right, so let's move on. So again, we could spend all day on an irresistible offer, but what I want you to take away from here is that, and I think it was Alex Hermosi who said, if your ideal client looks at your offer and they feel stupid for not buying it, that's when you have an irresistible offer, right? So start putting together your offer. And when you as the practitioner start feeling a little uncomfortable with like, oh, maybe I'm offering too much, bullseye, you're probably there. Okay, so delivery, you need to identify your vehicle. So this is something that, you know, honestly, our community struggles with because there are a lot of options out there for delivering your vehicle. And here's, let me blow this up. Can you guys see that okay? All right. Here's what I'll tell you about like delivery mechanisms. They cost money. So they range in price, whether you're going to use your EHR, or which is an electronic health record system, or whether you use an LMS, which is a learning management system. The price ranges are all over, you know, typically starting somewhere around $49 per month and up, depending on the functions that you want these software programs to do for you. But I promise you that that investment will be worth it, because nobody, meaning your clients, are going to want to dip in and out of Dropbox, go to Vimeo, go to YouTube, go to Google Docs, go to emails to kind of slap together an experience for themselves. That's not going to work. And again, the field is becoming much more competitive because it's easier for people to create and deploy content. So find it somewhere in your budget to opt into one of these software programs. The EHRs that we work closely with are Healthy and Practice Better. We are also talking to BodySite. So if anybody uses BodySite, we're talking about getting our programming on their site and supporting you there as well. Any EHR that supports course delivery and delivery of content is going to be a good match. But then the learning management software. So, you know, some people have an EHR and learning management software, and some people just have learning management software. If you don't need a HIPAA compliant space to have a conversation between you and your clients, then an LMS might be fine. That's something like a Teachable, Kajabi, Thinkific, and LearnDash. Those are just a few of them. Raksha is saying she just created her business plan versus using GPT. Yes. We're going to do a session on GPT. It is so powerful and so exciting. And as business owners, you need to get comfortable with it. You know, initially, a lot of us are like super resistant, like, oh, you know, I don't want computers creating my content. Well, think about this. If you are creating a program, you need to do a research review, right? So you need to look at the evidence around this topic. In GPT, you can actually search for the references on a very specific topic. So it's all about the inputs, right? So you put in your inputs and it'll give you references, and that just saved you what, 12 hours time. So it's about becoming more efficient. And yeah, it's just about becoming more efficient. I don't think GPT is going to replace any of us. I think it's just going to make the field more competitive. So you need to differentiate yourself and offer higher quality content while leveraging that efficiency. So went down a rabbit hole a little bit, but now identify your vehicle, right? So delivery is really important. You want it to be a seamless experience. So now you want to think about offering a beta program. A beta program can be free. It can be low cost. What you don't want to do is spend months building a digital course before you've even tested the concept or the kind of the experience with a subgroup of clients. I did this when I was in private practice, when I was first launching digital courses. They were called the Mealtime Method. And I had a beta group of about 50 clients who were like, yep, I'll do it. I'm like, great. It was probably more than I needed. I probably could have charged for it. But what was cool was that we found out very quickly what was working and what wasn't. What content was working, what content wasn't landing right, what was confusing, what was clear, what technology was working, what technology wasn't working. A beta program is critical. So find your people. I would think that 10 or less is a good number to run a beta of your program. And like Angela, you're creating that mini course, that's going to serve as your beta. Right. So, not a whole lot of time crafting a mini course experience. Angela's going to push people through that mini course, and she's going to find out what works, what doesn't, and what resonates and what doesn't. So the beta program is something that I strongly encourage you to do. It's kind of essential. Really can't launch a course or offer without running a beta first. Now let's talk about promoting. So creating buzz around your offer. What does that look like? Obviously, social media. And again, because we have ManyChat, we can deliver content and little kind of bites, pun completely intended, of information to create buzz around what you're going to be offering. So social media, but blog posts also on your website can help create buzz, and other content marketing tactics. So we'll support you in offering sneak peeks into what your offer is going to be all about. So you can't just say, hey, I've created this course and it's going to be amazing. Yes, it's going to be amazing, but you need to offer bits of it and put bits of it out into the universe without offering the whole experience. Now, part of promoting is also partnering. So I wanted to include this layer here as well. Aligning yourself with another interdisciplinary practitioner or practitioners can be incredibly valuable to the success of your launch and building your email list as well. Let's say, and we have a couple of practitioners who have been waiting for the fertility collection that we're publishing very soon. It's in review right now. So the fertility collection is going to be published. You're going to have access to that. You can build a mini course. You can build a greater course. Well, if I were you, and I was you 7 years ago, I would reach out to just a handful. You actually only need a handful of fertility docs in your area to see if they want to do a special event around nutrition and how it can impact fertility. Doctors typically are not having that conversation with their patients. They're focused on kind of bigger items. So they're almost always very happy to have you, the nutrition expert, have the conversation around food and nutrition with their patients. So that could look like a Facebook Live event. That could look like an Instagram event. Those are really, really powerful. And again, now that you have ManyChat in your back pocket, you can deliver content during the live. If you want this recipe, type recipe in comments and I'll email it to you right away, right? Everybody in your audience and everybody in their audience will then be exposed to your content, and you can kind of get them into your funnel for your course. So part of your pre-launch plan should be aligning with an interdisciplinary practitioner. So what that means is a practitioner who shares your mission and kind of your objective for health outcomes for your patients and clients, but they don't actually do what you do. You wouldn't want to do it with another dietitian because that's basically, or health coach, that's basically competition. You would like to do it with a partner or practitioner who is in the same field, but offers something different. So I did this all the time way back when I was in private practice. And now that we're going to be having this fertility collection, guess what? The nationally recognized fertility doctor sent me a text to say, hey, when is that fertility course going to be launched? Are you going to be offering it? Now, I'm not in private practice, so I'm not going to be offering it. But the dietitians who used to work here at Living Plate and now have their own private practice, I'm going to refer them to that physician so they can offer it to her community, right? So it can be a really powerful driver of success for your launch. Let me just scroll to see if we have any questions. Okay, cool. All right, so pre-sale. So this is, not necessary, but you can do it. So creating a special offer around your course or offering can be really effective for driving sales, especially. So if you're now kind of getting close to launching your product, maybe you offer a special price for those who sign up before this date. That can help drive sales. You can also do pre-sales. So even before your course is totally built, say, I'm launching this course, you get in now, you're going to get a pre-sale price of X. Now, 10%, 15% is not going to move the needle. You have to make it really irresistible. But especially if it's your first time launching a course, go for it, like 50%. If you sign up now, you're going to pay 50% less than everybody else who waits. So don't be that person. Sign up now, and I'm going to be there for you once this course launches. That's literally the conversation that you can have. And if you're, speaking from a place of, having an irresistible offer, like, that by that person signing up for your offer, you're going to be able to impact their health. So stand there and say that, like, you are going to be able to get this transformation with me. So get in now. It could also be, you could also do a little bit of scarcity there if it's true and real. If you're only accepting 20 people into your course, get in now, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can get people in before you actually make the offer of the course. All right, let's talk about the webinar. So Angela, right on point here with the offering a taste of your main offer. Consider hosting a webinar or like a live Q&A that has like a slide deck that takes people through the framework of the blueprint, the high level view of how you are going to get them from where they are to where they want to be. You absolutely want to just visually paint that picture of, using this framework and using these tools, I am going to get you to your destination. You don't want to get into all of the details and how-tos. Like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to offer you this and you're going to get this. That's not what you need to do with the webinar. With the webinar, all you're doing is getting buy-in and confidence from your ideal customer that you are the person they want to work with. That's all you need to do. You do not need to show them all your cards, right? You just need to build confidence. I'm just thinking about that now because that is so true about webinars. You want them to see you as the expert. You want them to see you as their person to help them get the transformation. Okay, so now we're going to dive a little bit into, little details on what a promotion might look like. This is just a sample social media calendar. This is not what it exactly needs to look like for your practice as you start promoting your offer or digital course. What I will say is that this is minimum. Like, if you are 4 weeks out from making your offer, now this doesn't have to be launching your course. This is just offering your course, right, on a landing page. So collecting revenue. 4 weeks is a good runway. And you want to pick a pace that you can stick with. Now, I would say if you're not in a place where you can post on social media, do promotions at least 3 times a week, you're probably not ready to launch a course. There's too much going on. You need to focus. So you need to prioritize your course. You need to prioritize your launch runway, and you need to follow, some kind of a pace and a system. And this is just a super simple plan. Pretty much anybody can do, especially our Living Plate RX Prime members, because you already have a lot of the content necessary to plug into this social media promotion. You just need to take that content and make it speak to your ideal customer avatar and how this course will kind of help them get the transformation you're promising. So week 1 is going to be about 4 weeks before your launch. Monday, I'm just going to do 1 day, 1 week we'll cover. So perhaps Monday you do an Instagram reel featuring a teaser clip of the course. One of the things that I love about our community is that they're thinking of really unique ways of utilizing the content that they have in their Living Plate RX library. And this is one of them. You can take a cooking video that maybe you're going to be using in the course, saying we're going to be using this in the course, and this is what it looks like. Take that video and narrate it as a reel and talk about how there are going to be videos like this in your new course that's coming up. And this is why making these foods help you achieve X, right? So get really, really specific, but the content's already done with you. So it should be pretty easy. Maybe Wednesday you do a Facebook/IG post, because you can do that. Do the 2 at one time, with a behind the scenes look at the course creation process. So again, just giving them like a sneak peek, maybe opening up a lesson and doing a screen recording, talking them through it. Doing a green screen is always really fun. So that's an example of what you can do for the second day of that week. And then maybe on the third day, you do an Instagram carousel that offers tips on healthy eating habits that relate to the topic of your course offer. What you don't want to do is every single post sell your offer. You don't want to say, it's available now, it's available now, it's available now, sign up now. People will get really tired of that messaging. So you have to massage it a little bit and be a little bit more discreet about plugging the course. You are definitely promoting your course and your offer, but you are doing it by sharing information that kind of connects with your clients that will ultimately lead them to have confidence and buy from you. So you can review this at your leisure. I plugged in kind of 4 weeks leading up to the launch. Now, launch week. So this is days leading up to your launch. Now, again, this is not days leading up to when you offer your course. This is days leading up to the sale, like the exchange of value where they're going to opt into your course. This is what it could look like. On Monday, now you start announcing like the details, right? And putting your landing page out there. FYI, you can use ManyChat as basically a living landing page. I have done that. It worked beautifully. So you could do a Facebook post announcing that registration is open for your course. Type in course below to learn more. And when they type in course, they're actually taken through a series that duplicates your landing page. So that's super cool. Tuesday, maybe an Instagram reel featuring a course demo. Wednesday, Facebook Live session, Q&A. Those are always really, really popular. Now, whether you go live on Facebook or Instagram is going to depend on where your ideal customer is. You can do both. My ideal customer is split between the two. So I typically will go live on Facebook and also in Instagram. Thursday, maybe you do another carousel with student testimonials, which provides social proof. Now, those student testimonials you got from your beta, right? You don't want a testimonial that says, oh, Margaret's course was so wonderful. She was so nice. Like, no, like that's not what people want to know. They want to know, did your student have a good experience in this course that you're trying to sell to me? And did they get the transformation that the course promised? Really detailed. We'll do another Q&A about testimonials and how you get good ones. But you want to make sure that your testimonials are super high value and really deliver on the idea that this course is the answer to your ideal customer avatar's problem. Now, I just wanted to include the landing page here, just a brief note about that, because it's really important. Everything that we've talked about, you can do and you can implement. If you have a lousy landing page, you're not going to make sales. So it is very deliberate. Landing pages are a science. It's sales psychology. If you Go into Chat GPT and say, build me a sales page for this, and feed it all the information. And you ask a marketing expert to do the same thing, you're probably going to get more or less the same answers. I mean, it is a proven science. And what's super cool is that we are collaborating with Practice Better to offer you guys the anatomy of a sales page. Practice Better is doing a blog post. We collaboratively created that. Shelly and I did a video. We'll probably end up doing a webinar about it too. But how do you build a high converting landing page? Because everything that you've been doing, right? This is a lot. You're going to be doing a lot to get people to your landing page. So you want that landing page to be perfect, as you know, really following the rules and ensuring that it is going to be a high converting landing page. Now, if some of the work you did before, you know, isn't right, or you're missing the mark on your offer, even the best landing page isn't going to sell it. But if you're doing everything right and you're kind of following the formula, you have an irresistible offer and you have a great, highly converting landing page, boom, you're in business, right? So that's the magic. That's where the magic happens. This is just a snapshot of a fake landing page that I built. It's called the Menopause Matrix. It is a faux landing page that I built for my fake course called the Menopause Matrix. But it was really easy for me to build because I can very personally identify with this ideal customer avatar. So I know what their pain points are. I know what objections they might have. And so it was pretty easy to build the course. And of course, I had access to the menopause collection inside of my Living Plate RX Prime library. So building the course was not difficult. It was really crafting that message where we had to spend the most time, right? Making sure that once my ideal customer avatar that I spent so hard getting to this landing page, once they land here, they feel like I'm listening to them. They feel like they're heard, and clicking that button to buy becomes a very easy decision. So again, you can look forward to that. If you are not a member of our community, please join our private Facebook group, Scale Your Nutrition Practice, because there's a lot of conversation that goes on there. And we will be in there with Shelly once that blog post is published. It's coming really soon, and we'll talk about it. So we will support you with building a highly converting landing page. We'll make it really simple, step by step. Who's excited? Who's excited about that? Because, you know, building a landing page is not easy. It is a science, and you need to spend time really massaging it to get it right. Who's excited? Just drop a clapping hand emoji in comments if you are excited about the crafting a highly converting landing page blog post that we're doing. All right. So post program. So your work is not done, because look, you're going to spend all this time identifying your ideal customer, creating an irresistible offer, generating promotion, building your email list. You're going to be doing all of that. You've got this highly converting landing page. And then you're going to be vulnerable. Yes, you're going to be vulnerable. And you're going to put it out into the world. Because at some point you need to do that, right? So you'll trust me, you will never feel ready. And the fear of failure is real, but you have to do it. You have to put your product and your offer out into the universe at some point. Now, if you've done all of your homework, you're going to be collecting a lot of information and data, and that will help you modify the process, the promotion, and the course to make it more successful in the future. So that's what we're going to be talking about here. So post-program, you want to make sure, and you want to think about this piece before you actually launch your program. And I'll tell you why. So you want to collect feedback from your clients. Once your clients have the experience, you don't want to just say, hey, thanks so much, see you later. I hope you got what you were looking for. And if you want to work with me on a deeper level, opt into this product, which you definitely want to do, right? You don't want to just send them off. You definitely want to give them an option to continue working with you. But really importantly is that you want to build in an evaluation piece to your course so that you can evaluate how you did. Now, in all of our courses that we pre-build for our members, remember, we have knowledge checks, right? So if somebody is going through my menopause matrix, for example, after week 1, there's a knowledge check. Did my client learn what I intended them to learn, right? Yes or no? So those knowledge checks are going to help inform whether or not your education is hitting the mark or not. But then after they go through all let's say 4 modules, at the end, you want feedback on the experience, right? Sometimes it's great to read, sometimes not so much, right? There have been things that I have launched into the universe that didn't land right for some reason. And so the feedback is hard to read, but it's just information. So don't take it personal. Just take it for what it is. It's just data, and make the changes so that you can move forward with a better product. So you need to collect feedback from people who are in your program and offer. It's going to help you improve not only the content, but also the delivery. If things are confusing, which is, that's my biggest problem had always been when I delivered courses, was that I over delivered. It was too much information, too much technology. So learned my lesson, scaled it back. It was a lot easier to scale it back than to add more, but still, it was the reason why the initial course launches didn't go as well as I wanted to. So take that information and adjust your content, but then also consider their experience, like going through the course and their communication with you. Were you available? You really want to collect as much data as possible without having it be a burden. So, I would say craft maybe a 6 to 8 question questionnaire at the end, and then offer them something free for doing that. Some type of incentive is always really, really nice. And then you want to analyze what you've got. So review the metrics. So you're going to have quantitative data and you're going to have qualitative data. So the quantitative data is something like how many people signed up for your course, right? The numbers. How did the social media promotion go? You can track how many people opted in to your freebie. And then from there, how many people converted to paid. That's all quantitative. The qualitative information is the feedback that you get from the experience, the user experience. You want to take both of those things, put them together, be real about what you're looking at, and make changes. And then you want to make the changes, right? So you want to modify. So revisit your offer if necessary and your plan. I promise you, you will always have to make changes. And not just the first time. The first time, for sure, you're going to have to make changes. But even if you've been running a course for a while and you're successful, the universe changes, things change, technology changes, research changes. So you need to edit and modify your content and experience kind of ongoing. But I think kind of the most critical time is really in the beginning when you first launch it. Okay, I'm going to collect this information. I'm going to redo it and launch it again. Kathleen Petrucci. Hi, Kathleen. Good to see you. I met Kathleen Petrucci is a doctor in Pennsylvania that I met at this recent symposium that I was at. We share the same last name. We're not related, but so good to see you here. Kathleen is saying, I'm so excited about all of this and excited and thankful that I found you at IHS. Well, welcome to the community, Kathleen. So again, take all of this information and modify. Do not put that burden on yourself and that expectation that my first course, I'm going to blow it out of the water. Almost certainly you won't. So, if you kind of go into it with that attitude, it's like, I can't do any worse. Like you're either going to launch the course or you're not. Better to launch a course that's not perfect than not launch the course or the offer. Again, it doesn't always have to be a course. So revisit your offer and your plan, make changes that align with the quantitative and qualitative data. Okay. So that is the end of this ebook. There were a couple of typos I saw there, but I will fix that for you. So what do you guys think? Was this helpful? Can you just type in helpful into comments if you thought that this was helpful to you, or if you can see that there were definitely some actionable steps that you can take to, advance the launch of your course. You have a little bit more confidence. Just type in helpful. Yes. So very helpful, very helpful. Excellent. Perfect. Good. Hit the mark. See, so now that's feedback, right? That is qualitative, but also quantitative feedback. If you are doing a Facebook Live or a Q&A session for your ideal customer avatar, you want to engage them the way that I just did. If you noticed, I do that frequently on my events. It accomplishes several things, actually. Number one, it lets the algorithm know that I'm delivering valuable content because people are making comments. They don't care what comments we're making. You're just making comments. So Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube will see it. Oh, this is valuable content. People are commenting on it, right? But it also allows me to know if I'm hitting the mark, right? So ask questions that have simple responses and tell people what the response should be. So I said, if you found this helpful, type helpful in comments, easy, right? Or who's excited, drop a clapping hand emoji. Those were 2 examples. So it takes practice. For me, it just kind of comes to me naturally now because I've been doing it for so long. But it's a really good strategy to collect some data for yourself to find out who is really interested in this. And then, also to improve the algorithm. Now, I wouldn't, if you're doing a Facebook Live like this, I wouldn't then DM everybody who's commenting, say, hey, sign up for my course. But you can ask for permission. You can say, hey, anybody who wants more information on this course, or, type in DM and I'll send you a message, right? So you can make sales for sure in DMs, but you just don't want it to be too spammy. Okay, Allison is asking, would love a lesson on how to stream side by side with another person, like a doc. Yes, it's simple, Allison. It's called StreamYard. So you see how, so Allison, I did this. I did a screen share here before, right? So I'm side by side, but not really. If that were a person, we would be equal faces here. So if you take a look back, Allison, at other lives that I've done, it splits the screen. Half is me and half is the other expert. I strongly suggest that you use stable software. StreamYard, in my opinion, is the best. I've tried a bunch, so I'll save you a lot of grief. StreamYard is definitely the way to go. It's really simple to use. The doc, you just send them a link. So say, hey, doc, join me at this time on this day. StreamYard even gives you a link that you can send to the doc or the practitioner that says, here are best practices for joining this live, right? And get on 15 minutes before you go live. Number 1. Number 2, Allison, I'm going to give you this tip. You didn't ask for it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Make sure you have an agenda. So if you've noticed, well, now I didn't move along my agenda, but here we go. I was busy inside of my PDF, but my PDF was kind of guiding the conversation anyway. But you can see that I'm scrolling through it right now. I have an agenda built in. That is really helpful for keeping the conversation on pace. So if you are doing a live with another practitioner, you must have an agenda beforehand that you both agree to and go from there. An agenda will just help you stay on pace and will take your viewers on a journey. You're welcome. Daryl is asking, can you just record videos in StreamYard without going live? 100%. So if you're not comfortable going live, Daryl, or maybe you and the practitioner can't align at a time that works, you can absolutely just do it as a recording. You do not need to stream live. I hope that was helpful. Angela is saying, love this idea of StreamYard. Yeah, it is a lifesaver. It's really, really great. Okay. Carla is saying this will be in the library. Yes, I'm actually going to upload it to the library. It'll be a bonus piece of content in the business tools section. You guys are getting a lot of content this month. In March, it's all in there except for like 2 pieces. This is going to be loaded into April's content, but we'll give you early access. How about that? Okay. Cool. All right, let's move on to, so now we're finished with our strategy piece of our Q&A. We talked about, if you're just joining us, you can watch this as a recording. We will timestamp it inside of our private Facebook group, Scale Your Nutrition Practice. So make sure that you join us over there. If you drop your email in your application to the group, we'll send you a free piece of content. So that's kind of another fun way that you can gather email addresses, offer some free content when people apply to be a member in your group. And now we're going to move on to kind of Q&A and just information session about Living Plate RX. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what we offer, we support health and wellness practitioners with all of the nutrition and culinary content that they need to attract, serve, and retain their clients. So, and we talked about this at the beginning, if at any point in your continuum of care, so it doesn't matter what type of practitioner you are, if at any point you are having a conversation around food and nutrition with your clients and patients, we're your people. You definitely need to be members of our community. You get access to content, you get access to trainings like this. We support you with plenty of business tools, but we also support you with dynamic content that you need to attract, serve, and retain your clients. If you are attracting, serving, and retaining clients, you have a healthy practice. It's Pretty simple business equation. Jennifer is saying, I think I fell off the radar. We chatted last week via email. Oh, Jennifer, just send me another email. I'm sorry. It's possible. Whenever I come back from an exposition or a symposium, it's like it hits the fan, like for sure. There's a lot to follow up on. So it is possible, and I apologize. So make sure you can DM me in Instagram, or you can send me another email, Jennifer, and we will connect. Okay, so this is really exciting. I'm like really, this is like an official announcement now, because now we have enough people to actually create this board. We are building a content development board. When I first launched Living Plate RX, that was 4 years ago, it was really just me creating the content. And over the years, we have built this team. We now have 13 people supporting us with creating content. They don't all work full-time or even part-time, but each person has their own area of expertise. Sometimes it's social media, sometimes it's design, research, curriculum development. But all of our team members work towards the goal of providing you with everything that you need for your practice. And up until really now, I have been deciding what content I'm going to create and publish, or what our team's going to create and publish. And our Facebook group is like amazing. Our community is like, hey, we need, a handout on constipation. We need a handout on food dyes. We need a handout on, what was the latest one? Caffeine levels in like different foods. So we create based on what our community is telling us. To bring a more standardized process to it, I am creating a content development board. So this is a board, a variety of practitioners. So people who have different areas of expertise, but also serve a variety of communities. They are going to be serving on this board, and they are going to be driving the content development process. What this will enable us to do is truly be peer created and peer reviewed, not just Jeannie created and Jeannie reviewed, right? So we are going to have a peer created, peer reviewed process for delivering content to you every month. So it just really increases the value of our membership, because now you know that there are other eyes on this content, and other people holding our team accountable. Like we're each going to be holding each other accountable. So super excited about that. As our community continues to grow, you are always welcome to make suggestions like, hey, I need this and I'm not finding it in the library. That's solid. And I'll be putting that on the content development board almost every time. There have been very few suggestions where I'm like, oh, we're probably not going to touch that. I'll give you an example. One of our valued members asked for content on type 2 diabetes medications. That is not an area of content that we are going to develop, simply because number one, it's a moving target. So registered dietitians, especially those who specialize in the management of type 2 diabetes, are experts in medications and food interactions and how they affect blood sugars. But again, it's a bit of a moving target because the science does move quite frequently. It develops quite frequently. And so I've decided that's not the kind of content we're going to create. Our wheelhouse is nutrition and culinary content, not medication. So just kind of keep that in mind, but always ask. You can always ask a question. Okay. So Raksha is saying, love your content. Thank you, Raksha. Great. Okay. So March content drop review. Let me share my screen. Where are we? Here we are. Perfect. This is going to be tiny. I'm going to blow this up for you because I don't think you're going to be able to see. Just wanted to give you an update on where you are, on where we are with getting this content to you. So really low tech, guys. So sometimes it doesn't have to be, high tech. It really just has to be accessible to everyone. So we announce our content drops via email. I announce them on Instagram now. So if you go to my Instagram account at Living Plate, you will actually see how ManyChat is working to deliver what's in our content drops every month to kind of get people excited, right? Generate buzz so using social media as the channel. So we make the announcement. We're now on track to do it 2 weeks before the month comes. Yay. So that you guys can plan better. And everybody gets notification of what is in the content drop. So right now, what I wanted to do was just review with you what our progress is on the content drop. So for March, almost all the content is published already. So go into your library. It is in the designated collection. So if you're looking for the new handouts, go into handouts, the handouts collection. You'll find them there by month. If you're looking for the new social media, go into the social media collection and you will find it there listed under March. The same for the content that connects calendars. So our content calendars that we're building out for you now, super excited about those. They're being very well received. Those are in business tools because that's really more for marketing and planning. I definitely see us having probably a marketing collection because we're creating a lot of marketing content for you. So this table of contents is available in your library. So it is a living document. So if you generate a copy to take a peek, just make sure that you go back to the original link if you want to see the update. Your copy isn't going to update. Only the original link is going to update. Allison is saying game changer. Excellent, Allison. So glad that you feel supported. So we have single food posts, stories. So by request, so this is super cool. We've always had this section of stories, but our community kept asking us to please be a little bit more specific about if you're going to do a what am I post, let us know what it's going to be so that we can plan better. So we're giving you more details here. So thank you for making the recommendation. We've also broken out reels and feed videos because we have a different format for that. So make sure you check that out. We have some really great quote carousels. Now I'm going to stop here because I want to make a really important point. I'm going to come to our hello view here because this is the most important message of today, I think, especially if you're a new member. Anytime you use our content, excuse me, in the public space, so that's pretty much social media or a blog post. Anytime you use our content on your website or in a public domain, you must modify it to reflect your brand. You can, but you shouldn't take a video and just slap it onto your Instagram feed and have it look like everybody else's. That's not the intention of our white labeled program. You need to take the video, yes, but modify the template, change the colors, change the conversation, change the cover image. That's actually a really good strategy that I see a number of you doing where the balance of the post looks the same as pretty much what I delivered to you, but that cover page is different. So what people are seeing on your feed is different than what they're finding in other places. So you do have to spend some time with just really those two things. The blog post and the social media post need significant editing on your part to reflect your brand and brand voice so that it's true to who you are and your core promise to your ideal customer avatar. So make sure that you do that. If you are using anything in your private practice, slap your brand on it, change the color, and you're good to go. Like very, very little that has to be done with the content. For example, a handout. If you're using a handout in practice or in a course, you don't need to do a whole lot to change, you don't have to change the format, like keep it simple. But anything in the public domain, you must change. All right, gonna get off my box now. Okay, so we have the quote carousels, and the blog post for this month is Nutrition for Optimal Fertility, which feeds into our collection soon to be published. It does address fertility for both women and men. Cooking videos, we have some really, really, really simple, like really, really, really simple recipes. That was our focus this month. Lentil quinoa salad, chickpea butternut squash soup, and easy lemon garlic cod. Our ebook, which is in process, Nutrition and Fertility. And then we have all of these handouts. I think the only handout that's waiting for review is constipation, but all of these other handouts are done. Business tools are down here. Okay. So that is our March content review. Do this. All right. Now I'm going to get into just a few Q&As that have come up. So Karen Reiser, Karen, if you're on with us, could you drop your link for people to sign up for coaching calls? I can't do that from inside of StreamYard. If you're not on with us, for all of you watching now or as a recording, I will drop the link for Karen Reiser's coaching calls. Twice per month, Karen holds coaching calls. Those are small group coaching calls, limit to 20 practitioners, where you get free access to Karen, who is an expert on Living Plate RX content and all of our offers. She also happens to be an expert on Practice Better. So if you have any questions about the EHR or on our content, how you use it, join the coaching calls. I wouldn't join a call every month, like leave space for other people who are just coming on board. But like if you have a question that you in particular might need a screen share for, you just want a deeper explanation where it can't be answered via our Zendesk chat or our ticket system or in the Facebook group, jump on with Karen. She has a page now where you can just sign up for those calls. They're really, really great. One of the questions from last night, I think there's another one tonight or tomorrow, was meal plan links and where you can find them. So I'm going to show you that now. So for those of you who are asking that question, let me go back here to my dashboard. So this is my faux dashboard. This is a dashboard for practitioners. This is what our members see. Let me go into the meal plans tab. So if you are building a website and you want to offer meal plans on your website, which I strongly recommend you do for the only reason, not passive income, it's not what you think, for the only reason that it generates interest. Everybody's looking for a meal plan. Promise you. If people are thinking nutrition, like for whatever reason, they just like default to, oh, I need a meal plan, right? So people are searching for meal plans. So to improve the SEO of your website, having a meal plan tab can be significant. It has always been the #1 visited tab on my private practice website. Karen said the same thing. And that's generally what you're going to find. So create a meal plan tab. Now you have several ways you can do that. You can create a meal plan tab using the pre-built landing pages that are inside of your dashboard. So these are the pre-built landing pages. Now, if you create a signature plan, a custom page, our software automatically generates a URL for your landing page. So all you have to do is either you or your web designer create the landing page, and the call to action button will have one of these links. So let's say you wanted to offer the flex plan. Let me just open that up. This link up here is what you would use as that call to action. Like this isn't my meal plan page. This is my landing page. It's super simple. You can modify it if you create a signature plan. You can name your own price. 100% of the sales go to you. So it doesn't matter to me what you charge. So this says it's $149, right? So people can subscribe now. You can enable a trial. Either way, you're going to get an email and you're going to get eyeballs on this page. So there are two ways to do it, I said. So you can use the URL, right, that was inside of your meal planner, or you can create a meal plan offer inside of your EHR, like a Healthier Practice Better, and generate that link and put it on your meal plan tab. So a meal plan offer could be something a little bit more robust. Maybe it's a 1-hour consultation plus a month of meal planning. That to me seems like a really great offer. So do it. Maybe some of you will do it. So build a simple offer, or it could be 3 different levels of meal plan offers for your clients. It really depends on what kind of support you want to provide. So 2 ways you can do it. You can utilize our pre-built landing pages, or you can create your own inside of your EHR, or also any landing page creator you can do. The call to action would just lead back to how are they going to pay or sign up for your offer. That call to action, again, can either be here or inside of your EHR or LMS. Okay. Oh, Heather Hill. Oh, thank you, Heather, for dropping that in. So Heather just dropped in Karen's link. I'm going to actually click on that to see if I can open it, because that would be really great. There it is. But thank you so much, Heather, for doing that. Here is Karen links. It's karenreiser.my.canva.site. So you can, the link is in comments though. So you can just click on that and it'll open it up. And I think she has her call scheduled through April. So make sure that you check that out. Thank you so much, Heather. That was really kind of you to do. We've had some questions about Chef's Access. Let me just minimize my screen share. So Chef's is our culinary skills program. It is a super robust culinary skills program. There are now 13 lessons. It is non-prescriptive, meaning that it doesn't address any particular condition, but it does take people through information on, for example, vegetables. And then it takes people through how do you prepare the vegetables. And then we provide them with videos on recipes for vegetables. We provide a meal plan, heavy in vegetables, which AKA all of them. So you can access Chef's in your Chef's collection inside of the library. If you are a new member, it's included in your membership. So we have moved our membership to be all inclusive. That's why our price went up significantly 2 years ago. So now our membership is all inclusive, unlimited meal planning capabilities, unlimited number of meal plans, unlimited number of clients. And then we also, every course you get access to, we don't keep them separate. If you were a member prior to our price being all inclusive, you do have to pay additional for a license for chefs. That information is included inside of the Chef's Collection. But again, if you are a new member, it is included. Some of you have missed the automated email that goes out giving you that coupon to get access for free. If that's you, just send me an email and I will get you the information. Sonia is saying, having Karen available to help the community is invaluable. She's very experienced with LPRX and it's a very generous bonus. Oh, good. Sonia, I'm so glad that you're finding it helpful. Yes, it was really something that we needed to do and something I didn't have time to do. So I just found an expert in our community and said, hey, you want to help? And Karen was the first person to raise her hand. So really, really awesome. So Chef's Access, Chef's Collection inside of the library, all the information is there. Update, Chef's Plant-Based is in beta. Yay! So cool thing about the Chef's program. So we had gotten, let me see, I just lost my stream here. Where did I go? There I am. Okay, hold on. The Chef's program was launched Q4 of last year. It took us almost a year to develop the original Chef's program. As soon as we launched it, probably even before, our community started saying, we need the plant-based version, right? So that's an example of listening to what your community needs and reacting. It has been a much more detailed process than we would have ever imagined. We would have ever imagined. And we thought that we hit all the points to convert it to plant-based, and our beta users are telling us right now, oops, you missed something. So it's in beta now with about a dozen practitioners. They're telling us where things kind of need to be edited and changed. Christy Del Coro and Jackie Topol, my partners in this particular project, are now taking all of the transcripts from the original chefs and they're modifying them to be plant-based. So the whole kit and caboodle should be across the finish line very, very soon. But we're excited. One of the exciting things about Chef's Plant-Based was that we were able to make changes to that program that will permeate across the other programs that we offer, namely the knife skills module. So the Chef's program is a very detailed culinary skills program, and it does show people how to cook through demonstration, right? Through a series of cooking videos, but it wasn't detailed, like for single foods, for example, like how to chop, slice, mince, dice an apple, how to, sliver, chop, dice, and prepare a pepper or a potato. Those are just a few examples, an onion, for example. So we have built out a module called Knife Skills 101. And you can use that module as an opt-in to collect email addresses, like just offer it for free. It's a super high value product. It is baked into the Chef's program, but as all of you know, most of you know already, everything that we do is white labeled and editable. So you can pick apart the course and use whatever bits you want to promote your own practice and your own offers. I think that this knife skills module is just like golden. It's going to be really, really fun. It does cover knife skills for single ingredients. And what you can do is you can add a layer of recipes. So for example, you can offer the knife skills course, and for each one offer recipes for like apples and potatoes and onions. You could add more videos. You could truly build a whole other digital course out of this. But to keep it simple, for example, in the apple module, just offer 3 recipes from your meal plans that have apples. So learn how to slice, dice, prepare an apple, and then make these recipes. So it's really cool because I think it just addresses a small piece of the skills development phase of health behavior change in the kitchen. That's really important. And we hadn't offered until now. So now we have that. Raksha saying, yay, perfect. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm typing something in here because I totally forgot that I wanted to address this. Did I spell it right? Let's see. Assessment. Yes. Okay. So Actually, let's just talk about fertility collection first. I'm going to finish about the assessment because that's really important. The fertility collection. So the fertility collection is in review right now. It's almost across the finish line. But we keep finding things. I don't want to, this is a really important collection. It's very robust. I mean, 30 or more references for this course. So I want to make sure that that every T is crossed and I is dotted. So making sure that it's perfect before we release it to you, and just know that we are working diligently on that. Okay, so assessment before we go. One of the missing pieces for everything that we offer our community has been support in the assessment phase. So for dietitians, but really for most practitioners, you go through several phases of evidence-based care, right? You assess, you diagnose, you intervene, and then you moderate and evaluate. So in the assessment phase, you collect information, right? And one of the things for nutrition that you collect is intake, right? It's terrible. Like it's the intake process is terrible for a lot of reasons, because number one, if you're doing it in person, it makes people feel like they're being judged. It's very kind of pen to paper laborious. I mean, even if you have an assessment tool, they still have to fill it out. And, it can be, somewhat, I always felt like my patients felt like they were being judged. And even if I didn't say, like, it's okay, like if you had the Snickers bar or the chips, like whatever, like I just need to know, like for real, what you ate so that we can help you get progress. And it's really hard to measure somebody's intake and kind of from at the beginning and the end of any intervention that way. So we are looking right now to integrate an assessment tool for our Living Plate RX members. So it's not going to cost you anything else. This assessment tool is going to be golden. You are going to be able, with a click of a button, hopefully, send out this dietary assessment that has been validated in research. So the tool that I'm investigating right now, which is, I'm hoping that's where we're going to land, has been used in research for years. It is validated. They are just now coming out into the market to serve our community. So it's a valid tool. It's sent to clients. It's picture-based. It takes them 20 to 30 minutes to complete. At the end of the assessment, they get a healthy eating index score, a number. So let's say that score is 60 for a client. Then you provide an intervention, whatever that looks like, a course, counseling, MNT, like all of those things, right? Your intervention probably involves a lot of different things. And then you, moderate and evaluate that intervention. Now, part of the evaluation piece is the health behavior change, for sure. But issuing the assessment at the end of your intervention will also yield a score. So now you have a beginning score and an ending score. What does that allow you to do? It adds huge value and validity to your services. So if your client, again, this is a validated tool, right? So if your client takes this assessment and gets a score of 60, and then they work with you, they go through your intervention, and at the end, they score an 80, that's a big difference. That's progress. That is quantitative, right? It is not qualitative. It is quantitative data that you can use for a lot of different things. You can use it to validate your course. You can use it in promotions. But most importantly, it makes the client feel like they've made progress with you. So it adds value to your practice. I have not been excited about a tool like this, I think, ever. And I talk to a lot of like startup companies that kind of want us to integrate a lot of different things. And, everything is really great. Don't get me wrong. But this is game changing for our community, because you will now be able to kind of put a pin in a Google map of where your client is today, take them on the journey, and identify in a quantitative way where they land. So type excited if you're excited about this, because I'm telling you, I think it's just going to be phenomenal. And I cannot wait to make this happen for you guys. So type excited or clapping hand emoji if you're excited about that. Obviously I am. You can tell by how I'm talking, right? I'm talking really fast and using my hands, really, really excited about this. And we really, I really enjoy the founders of the company, really mission-driven people, really service-oriented. I don't work with anybody who is not service-oriented. If somebody comes to me and they're all about them and their product, it usually doesn't work out. So service oriented, all they want to do is serve and improve the health of communities. And the best way to do that is through you guys, right? It's through the thousands of professionals who use Living Plate RX products. So excited. Yeah, can't wait. I'm telling you guys, game changing. Just game changing. So, all right, I have another meeting, so I need to go. I hope that you found this helpful. If you are just joining us now, if you kind of joined us midway, we covered the launch runway today as part of our Q&A strategy session. We spent about 45 minutes talking about what a launch runway could look like for your offer or digital course. So make sure that you rewatch this. Make sure you join our Facebook group, Scale Your Nutrition Practice, so that you can stay on top of all of our offers, all of our events, and just be part of the conversation. We'd love to see you there. So thank you. Oh, Megan, thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome, Megan. I'm really excited. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today, and I will see you inside the Facebook group. Take care. Bye.